It's time for the Empowering You Show. This is a lively television show that is a driving force to positive transformation in every viewer's life. Our goal is simple. It is to elevate our audience members with clear, practical, helpful advice and engaging activities. We're here dedicated to sparking a journey of self growth and empowerment, making sure each episode is a step towards professional and personal achievement. That's how we empower you on the Empowering You Show. So get ready, it's time. Yes, it's time again. It's time again. I'm so excited to be here with you on a Thursday. Listen, we need to get some music behind that. I know that we all have aspirations, especially if you're in the business community. Aspirations like needing to be heard and seen and success in all the ways, right? Well, on the Empowering You Show, we uplift you, give you that strength because all the things that we've tried, like taking professional development classes and speaker classes and branding sessions, all the stuff, they're just pieces to the puzzle. We bring it all together for you because you deserve it. And because we know that you are a unique individual with definite talents and skills and gifts that you've been personally given. So, how about your personal gifts shine like nobody else's, and we get that across to you so that you can show up as the unique and important person you are. Speaking of unique and important, let me bring to the show someone who has all of these things, pieces put together, the spirit, the sound, the taste. Oh, taste and see. Shawnee Smith has all the flavors for the flavor. Shawnee Smith, come to the stage.
Oh, I love that. That was nice. I like what you did there. That's key. Oh, taste and see. Yes. That candy spice is good, that the Lord is good, all that good stuff. I'm just saying. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here. Oh my
I'm
God.
always so excited when I see your face. You are a
Really?
drink of water in a dry land. How about that?
Oh,
Sometimes
they used to say somebody is a tall glass of water, right? So that's what you're saying. Because I identify as tall. I identify as like 5'6" to 5'7". Just saying.
well, Shawnee, you are not just the co-host of the Empowering You show, you are also the director of operations for our organization, BHS and Associates. And as such, publicly, even though I tell you privately, I am so proud of the work that you do with our organization. Not only that, you are CEO of Can Do Spice, an all natural, flavorful blend company, driving force, doing all the things. Not only that, you are a mother, a wife, you support so many people in their endeavors. I want to appreciate you. Round of applause for Shawnee Smith
Thank you.
and the
Thank you.
Can Do Spice organization and BHS organization. Thank you so, so very much for all the work you do. This show has become such a love of mine. At one point, I was ready to call it quits. And then I thought about who am I helping? The amount of
Right.
time and energy spent to produce the show is worth encouraging one person.
Mhm.
Even Jesus left the 99 to find the one person. So if you're out there today, I hope you get encouraged by what we're about to do and what you're about to see. Shawnee, what do we have up first that we want to share with the people? Do you have any ideas?
I mean, just having you talk about the things that I have going on and knowing what you have going on, I think really we should focus on like how do you like really supercharge your own self-belief, because I got a little tired just listening to you go through that list. And to be honest with you, some days I'm like, I'm tired, you know, not tired,
Tar.
but tired.
Mm,
But it is that passion that fuels me. It's that reminder that I have to remind myself, hey, straighten up your own crown when somebody else is not around. I have you though, but I'm just saying. But when someone else is not around, straighten up your own crown and say, I did that. And
Right.
celebrate everything you do. Don't ever say, I didn't do anything all day.
Or
Because
I only did. I'm good
right,
at
it's
that.
a big deal.
Yeah,
It's a big deal. And so building that confidence for yourself, working on that self-talk, these are all techniques that we need to constantly be doing because we're on assignment. If we woke up, we're not done. We're on assignment. So we got work to do.
Yeah, that's really great. And one of the things that helps me is my devotion every morning. At 7:30, I have a devotion and I stay there for 30 minutes, prayer and reading scripture. But this morning was talking about that we have a brand new mercy every day, brand new. And to remind us that God is doing a new thing every single day and not to miss it, because what I have tended to do in the past, and I don't know if this relates to you or not, is to look at what I got to do tomorrow. Well, the word of God tells you today got enough trouble for its own. Let tomorrow take care of itself.
Right.
But as Pamela D. Marshall would say, stay where your feet are planted and be grateful for the things you do have and the things that have happened. And so it's a different thing that I started doing. It's a different thing when you wake up and say, oh, I'm awake. Thank you, Lord, that I woke up. Because what's really happening is the day that you wake up is one less day that you have left. The day that you wake up is one less day that you have left. So taking that into consideration and being grateful for what we have in the moment. Lord, I'm grateful that I can brush my own teeth. I'm grateful that I can go to the bathroom by myself. I'm grateful that when I open up the refrigerator or the cupboard, there's actually food in there. I'm grateful that I have a bed, a literal bed to sleep on. Now, that may sound like nothing to you, but think of the numbers of people who don't have those things. And when you and I start to be grateful for the things we do have, there's a lot less room for complaining. And our words are so powerful. Our words really create our existence. And so I'm even more mindful of the words I'm saying. I'm even more mindful of the people I talk about. I'm even more mindful that for every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. So in other words, when I talk negative about anything or anybody, the opposite and equal reaction is that somebody is going to talk negative about me. And not that I'm really concerned with what you're saying about me, but you don't want that negative energy coming back at you. That's my point.
Right.
What do you think?
I'm all in agreement. I don't know if you've ever seen some of the little videos that they have where these kids in Africa recreate like different music videos and dance moves or whatever. And they might make a drum and a whole DJ setup out of old plates and knobs. And they are the joy that's in their faces when they're recreating this. And it's like, I want that. So it's that childlike joy where there are no things to weigh you down. You're just light and carefree and you're just happy. It's not tied to any certain success. It's not tied to any certain dollar amount.
Right.
It's just about finding your happy.
Your joy and having that joy that nobody can take from you. We want to talk about our superhero spotlight. We have some superheroes in our lives. One of the people that we want to spotlight today is from the past. And yes, we have a whole bunch more superhero spotlights coming up. But here's one of the gentlemen who encouraged and inspired me to be a speaker, and watch what he does.
Folks, how many of you in this audience, and all I want you to do is be honest with me, how many of you do not know how to train fleas? Can I see your hands, please? You train fleas by putting them in a jar. And you put the top on the jar and you watch those fleas, and they'll jump up and they'll hit the top over and over and over and over and over and over. You watch them jump. And finally, after they've been jumping a long time, you will notice that even though they continue to jump, all of a sudden they are no longer jumping high enough to hit the top. Then it's an absolute fact. You can just take the top off of the jar and they'll keep on jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, but they cannot, I repeat, cannot jump out. You see, they have conditioned themselves to jump just so high. And once they've conditioned themselves to jump just so high, that's all there is. There ain't no more. Man is the same way.
That's so awesome.
That's
I love
so
his thing, and he says, better than good. I love that, to answer that way. How you doing today? Better than good.
Yeah.
But break that down. As a speaker, can you break down what we just saw?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that Zig Ziglar is one of my all-time favorite motivational speakers. And here's why. He's not as eloquent a speaker. That's not his super skill. Mm-hmm. He even has, for some people, he even has a country twang. That's not his super skill. His superpower is not his execution of the English language. That's not his super skill. What his superpower is, if you noticed, if you watched it carefully, is his ability to take the words and illustrate. Remember when he said, have you ever trained fleas? They jump and they jump and they jump and they jump. So what he did was took the illustration so that the mind can not only hear what you're saying, the mind of the audience is visualizing those fleas jumping to the top of that lid. And then when he got to the second part where he talks about training them and you take the lid off, he actually unscrewed the lid to the top of the jar. Imaginary, but the eye and the ear and the mind physically sees the jar being unscrewed. And then one of my favorite pieces of all is when he stops slapping his hand, where you can start to feel and visualize the fleas. Now, he's talking about fleas this whole time, or so we think. He's talking about fleas not being able to jump after you take the lid off. They won't even come up any higher. So that's like man, he said. Absolutely. And I tend to agree. That's his superpower. His superpower, spotlighting Zig Ziglar, is his ability to tell a story with a meaning at the end. What he meant the whole time was to talk about how we, as people, get slapped around. Life beats us up. Yep. People tell us that we can't do. People tell us that it's not going to work. People tell us that it's not going to happen. We get that so much that we don't even jump anymore. We don't even try to escape the doldrums or the mundane. We just stay where we are. That's not going to be you today, because now you understand. He wasn't an eloquent speaker, but he illustrated the point so well. Yeah. The point is, you have greatness in you. We all do. You are going to get up today and look in that mirror and say, I am. And whatever that comes behind I am, we need you to believe that thing and repeat that thing and do that thing. Because faith without works is dead. We can say all day long what I'm going to do or what I am, but what are the action steps? What are we doing? What things are we going to do to get to our goal? And you know, Shani, that I created a goal of doing more things to bolster my health. I'm doing those things, but I have a goal. I have a strategic goal, which I'm not at privy to tell you until it happens. But I have a goal. I'm taking steps towards those goals, literal steps towards those goals. And I'm going to share with you in 30 days. I'm going to share with you what's happened and transpired. What are you doing?
Are you talking to me or the audience?
I'm talking to both.
I'm
What are you doing?
being so intentional about what I say and what I do, and showing up for me the same way I would show up for other people. I have been guilty in the past of creating a proverbial to-do list and letting the things that are for me move on or slide back to the background. And I'm like,
Mm,
if I were to take an order for someone, I would drop everything and get it done. I need to have the same kind of level of commitment to myself.
yes,
So it's really creating boundaries that say, this is my section, this is your section, this is our section. All sections are important. However, my section is going to be a little bit more. So I don't have a certain time of the day where I do my devotion, but what I do is I say I won't eat until I've done my devotion.
Ooh, that would knock a whole bunch of people off the plate.
So if I have a busy morning, and sometimes I do because I'm not somebody who wakes up at like 5 o'clock. I'm just won't, because I stay up till easily 1 o'clock. But 12 o'clock hits, 1 o'clock hits, 2 o'clock hits, and you haven't done your devotion. Then I guess you're just not hungry. I guess you're just not, because you won't. So, and that has been over a year and a half that I've stayed committed to that plan. And so the plan is to keep doing things like that. So these are non-negotiables that I am creating moving forward, that maybe that also has to be tied to what I put in my mouth, or whatever it is. That's, whatever works for you. Is your vice TV? I'm not going to watch TV until I've done these things. Or I'm not going to go shopping until I've done these things. I'm not going to whatever, because I'm going to show up for me. So what is your why? And what is your thing that you're going to do for you?
Right. What's important to you, and make that a priority. What I've started doing, just to give you some helpful hints that might work for you, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I walk on a treadmill for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how fast I'm going. I only started consistently doing it the week of Christmas. And so 20 minutes used to be I can only do 20 minutes, and I can only do it at 2 miles per hour. Now I'm up to 35 minutes at 3.2 miles per hour, right?
Yes.
Thank you, honey. But what happens is it becomes routine. It becomes rote. It becomes, my body now says, okay, even when I don't feel like it, it's not that matter. That's not the matter. The matter is, once it becomes a routine, it's almost like your body craves it, right? Mm-hmm. And I gotta be transparent. I don't like walking on treadmill. Let's be clear. To me, it's like walking in place. Like, where's the scenery? I need some water, some trees, some air, something. And I was going out to the Y 3 days a week. But people are sick, and they're not telling you they're sick. And the last time I got bronchitis, I've only had bronchitis twice in my whole entire life. But the last time I got bronchitis and an upper respiratory-ish thing, I was going to the gym. Somebody was sick, apparently. I was washing my hands. I started wearing gloves at the gym so that I'm not touching anything. And I just think it's just too much for me to do all that when I have a treadmill, when I have weights, when I have bands. I have the stuff in my house. And so I just had to make up my mind. I want my body to feel better. And it does. I want my body to feel better. You got to do something. We can want all we want.
Right. We can want all day.
And nothing's happening. But what's been really interesting, Shani, is I just started recording out of a whim that I wanted people to know what I'm doing. I'm no fitness guru, no fitness expert, but I'm an everyday person who wants better health. Is there anybody out there, show of hands, that is the same? Everyday person just want better health, right? And so it's amazing to me. I put one of the clips up that I was walking that I found. I don't know who lost weight during the holidays, was what I said. I don't know who lost pounds during the holidays, but I know where they went, because I found every one of those pounds. And, just light,
Right.
lighthearted and telling the truth of how I feel. People started jumping on. Because you encouraged me, because I'm going to start stretching. I'm going to do Pilates. It was amazing. And so then I said, oh, why don't we just make this a commitment for 30 days? I personally am going to go past the 30 days, but you got to give people a timeline, because sometimes they be like, no, I can't be going for 6 months, 8 months, a year. But if you start to do it, I know that habits catch on in 21 days. So if we do 30 days of you being committed and me saying, shouting out your name, shout out right now to Jennifer Pyle, who's doing Pilates, to Danya Washington, who is doing whatever she's doing, something consistently. Shout out to Diane Nero, who said her body didn't like her stretching, but she started stretching, and now she's going to keep going.
Right.
Shout out to my girl Juanita McWhite, who says she ain't doing none of that, but she's still consistently coming on and encouraging. So I want to be an encouragement to all the people who know they need to do something about their health, because your health, let's face it, is your wealth.
It's your
you
wealth.
Have all the money in the world and not have your health, and you have nothing.
And it goes beyond that. It's really about everything. All those things that you think of, it's not a big deal. That's why it's so important to share it. Yeah. Whether that's being getting on a health kick, whether it means getting financially fit, whether it means learning how to communicate effectively. There's somebody out there who is waiting for you to just say something so they can jump on the ride and say, me too. I just want to feel supported. So it's so important to be able to do that. And you really can't do that if you can't communicate, now can you? No.
Now let's talk about that part. Communication is so key. When you're not communicating, you're still communicating, right? And so we have this really, really cool way of expressing ourselves. I'm a talker with my hands. I don't know if you noticed that, but anyway, communication is key for what you want out of life. One of those communication techniques I'm going to use right now with Shawnee Smith. You have a product and service that is phenomenal, that the people ought to know about. Tell us, Shawnee Smith, what do you do?
I am so glad you asked me that. Well, you know how people want to eat right, they want to have good food, but they don't really know how to season it? Well, what I do is I've taken the guesswork out of enjoying healthy food that is bursting with flavor, that saves you time and money, because I've done everything for you. I've added things like ashwagandha, sea moss, black seed, burdock root to the flavors. This is foolproof. And I'm just saying, it's quite delicious. To say.
As the owner and CEO of Can Do Spice.
CEO. Yes.
She has these flavorful blends that they include things that are familiar. She named all of the healthful benefits. But have you ever used turmeric, onion powder, paprika, salt, garlic? If you've used any of those things and you mix them together, you would have an all-purpose seasoning, right? They sell that on the shelf. But there is not a seasoning alive that has burdock root, ashwagandha. I just learned how to spell ashwagandha.
Wag, and
it has these flavorful blends. They're flavorful already with the paprika, onion powder, garlic, all of those things. But now adding healthy and healthful benefits, it's huge. I love me some Mary Greens, and I love Island Passion. If you like the island flavors, man, this seasoning spice is for you. Yes, so I'm about to be out of Island Passion.
The lime is how they say. Mary Greens is my mother's maiden name.
Yep.
And she loved cabbage. She loved all green vegetables, but she really loved cabbage. It was really the reason behind that particular blend being named after her. But more importantly, I lost my mom in 2022, is that when people say, I love Mary Greens, I say, me too, So I
Has it
love
been 2 years already?
Almost. May will be 2 years. Mm-hmm. Time is flying. It doesn't wait. That's why we have to be on it and
intentional
every day.
Intentional.
What was it? Acts 22. What are you waiting for? Was it 22:16? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Yeah. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We have a lot of things coming up. This has been an amazing 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. Can you believe it's almost done? We have some amazing things happening in the BHS and Associates camp on Tuesday. There is a free, FREE, free 99 for SBSD, Small Business Supplier Diversity, in Virginia Beach. If you are in the 757 or anywhere in the surrounding vicinity, there is a registration. Just go to sbsdvirginia.gov and register and come on over to see me at Virginia Beach. I'm super excited to be presenting Rep Your Brand, Unleashing the Warrior Within information there in how to represent your brand. It is going to be an amazing time, especially for business owners or those in corporate America who want to scale up, level up, get your communication skills on, get your contacts, because we're going to be talking about networking skills and all of the good stuff that comes along with meeting people of like minds. SBSD, you're not going to want to miss it. SBSD.Virginia, all spelled out.gov. Get registered, get on over to Virginia Beach, the Hive. That's happening. And then this is the end of the month already.
Yes, because if I can't get to Virginia Beach, where am I going? I am going to go to bit.ly/warrior within, because there's going to be a virtual option on February the 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, say that part again. I almost forgot that we're doing that right after the SBSD. We have a virtual class, no excuses why you can't attend, because it's in your house, just on your phone, in your house. Have your
pajamas on. Do that.
Amazing, amazing, amazing time. And then we're going to be in North Carolina in February, the second week, for Dr. Terry James, our Human Resources Director, has a book launch, book signing, and birthday bash going on. So you're going to want to see us on tape for that. We will. It's by invitation only. So I am so happy that I have been invited. This Warrior Within, though, is going to be an amazing time for you to learn more about how to represent yourself, your personal brand.
Yeah.
So that you can represent yourself in the business brand. Yeah. It's not enough to know you have a product or a service. You got to know the problem you solve. And when you are able to articulate the problem you solve, then people are going to want to know, how do they connect with you? You want all the things. You want the notoriety with your company's products or services. You want to be seen and heard about what you do so that you can make money. Why is it so hard? If it feels hard to you, this is the class for you. This is the program for you, because it's not hard. It's not hard at all.
But guess what else? Guess what else?
What else?
I need you people right now to pull out your calendar, block off October 24th through the 27th, because the third annual Sister Inspire Sisters to Advance Executive Women's Retreat is happening again in Ocean City, Maryland.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we're coming. Can you believe that? Third annual. That's how fast time flew. We already talking
Yeah.
about number 3?
Yeah. We are on number 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is going to be creme de la creme. 3, one for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Spirit. We're going to be getting it in October. So we're going to put out some more details about that. Thanks for reminding me, Shani. It's going to be on and popping for real. So get your duckies in order because you're not going to want to miss this one. The first one was good. The second one was good, great. And this one is promising to be the best yet. So you're not going to want to miss it.
This is
Thanks for reminding me.
Absolutely. This is a taste and see situation, y'all. Okay.
Oh, you just saying that because you part of the crew.
I'm not. I'm really not. Like, because I would go if I wasn't part of the crew. That's the part. I would be there if I wasn't.
We're going to show you some clips. Yeah, we're going to show you some clips pretty soon of what happened at the last conference and retreat. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fire. So with that, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Mark Lee, for being in the background, doing what you do to make sure that the Empowering You show comes on live. Thank you so much, Shani, for all you do for the organization as well as your own and the people around the world. And thank you, audience, for being here and cheering us on. Like, share, subscribe so you don't miss another episode. Next week, we have a special guest. Oh my God. Henri Ward of Be Direct. You're going to want to know what Be Direct is all about. We're talking about board members who are getting paid to be board members on the continent of Africa. You're not going to want to miss it. Come see us here on the Empowering You show because you know what time it is. You know. What time is it? It's time for you to step into your greatness because the world is waiting for you. That's our time. We'll see you next week.